the Philadelphia Eagles. Let me get a hell yeah! I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles, fly Eagles on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. It has been a minute. I have not been live in a while. It feels like, at least it feels like a long time for me. I'm used to going daily. It's been a couple days. It's been like a good 3-4 days since I've been live. So I'm glad that you guys stuck it out with me. You know what I'm saying? You guys could have just poof vanished, but you didn't. But you know what is poof and vanishing? All hopes that the New York Giants have of actually winning this Sunday. This Sunday, we should blow these boys out. It should be a redemption tour for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts should go into every single one of these games with a point to prove. And look, if we can get a nice little, if we can get what we got last week from, or not even last week, Tuesday, it feels crazy to say that. If we can get for what we got from him on Tuesday in a consistent form, I think this is a team that makes the playoffs. I think we sneak in. We'll see what happens, though. Obviously, things have to shake up a certain way. Jalen Hardy saying who got snubbed. I think Javon Hargrave was a snub. I think Javon Hargrave definitely should have went in there. Honestly, other than that, I don't think anybody got snubbed, but Hargrave is the dude I thought should have made it, to be real. Like, I was shocked. But we did hear about the reserves, so I don't know if you guys saw like the reserves that we have. Let me just pull it up real quick. I have the whole list. So the alternatives, I guess is the actual word. But Jalen Hurts, Javon Hargrave is an alternative. Jake Elliott is an alternative. Dallas Goedert, Sean Bradley, and Josh Sweat. All are Eagles alternatives for the Pro Bowl. So that's interesting. That's interesting in itself. I mean, look, I realistically think that the guys that made it, obviously Darius Slay and Jason Kelce, they are more than deserving. I've been, pounding the table to say that Darius Slay is, in my opinion, in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. I obviously don't think that he's the front runner or, even in the top 3 of the conversation, but I definitely think he's going to be a name that's brought up. He's had an amazing year for us and has really been the pillar of our defense. But either way, that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother live, a whole nother topic for a whole nother live. But, and Jason Kelce is a GOAT. Jason Kelce is legitimate. Like, he's legitimately going to the Hall of Fame. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that man deserves to go to the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt in my mind. But we'll see what happens. Look, I'm hoping that none of these guys can play in the Pro Bowl because who the heck watches the Pro Bowl? So I'm hoping we make a nice little run. I know it's unrealistic, but who's asking for realism right now? You know what I'm saying? Who's Matt Gay? Look, apparently he's had a good year. Honestly, I have no idea who he is. But shout out to Philly Insider Podcast. Hunter, I see you in here. I think it's Hunter. Might be one of the other guys. But either way, I see Philly Insider Podcast on here. Hunter was the one that kind of made me look up Matt Gay, because I didn't know who he was. But I was like, I thought that Jake Elliott deserved that spot. So, but he's had a good year, so it is what it is. But Jake Elliott's not talked enough about on our own team. Jake Elliott's turnaround has been huge for this team. So we all knew he had the talent, though. It was never a talent thing. So, you know what I'm saying? But let's see who he had in here. Shout out to everybody. I haven't been live in a minute, so we'll just hop right into the comments. Why not? But what's going on, Carlos? What's going on, Midwest Eagles fan? What's going on, Cheesesteak? Yeah, I'm back on the lives, man. I'm definitely, I just gave you a moderator, too. I just gave you that wrench. So, what's going on, Ryan Rowe, Philly Insider Podcast? True Savage says, happy holidays. I appreciate that. Jalen Williams, I said, what up to you? Big Play Slay, what's going on? Ref Taco says, Hargrave really ain't make it. Bro, it makes no sense. It makes zero sense. The Giants always play as hard. It's going to be a good game, but this is so much more than just a win, right? If the Giants win this game, obviously Dallas, go ahead and take the NFC East, which they might do tonight anyway, or on Sunday night, anyways. But look, I would like to prevent that on our end. You know, as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I would love to not be the reason why they were able to not even worry about Sunday night's game. I would like for them to have to play another game. And you never know what happens, right? You never know. Like, they might lose out, right? If we can keep winning, they might lose out. I doubt it, but that might happen. You never know. Sean Bradley got snubbed for sure. You think? I'm kind of surprised he's an alternate, to be honest. I didn't think he was having, like, a Pro Bowl year. I would assume that there's better NFC linebackers, and that's not, like, a snub to Sean Bradley, in my opinion, but Parsons made the Pro Bowl. Parsons... Man, I will say to the grave that I was right about Micah Parsons. I was trying to tell people. I told people I am not mad about Devontae Smith, and I am not mad about having an extra first-round pick next year, especially it being the Miami Dolphins. But I will say to the death of me that I said that Micah Parsons was going to be exactly what he is. It sucks that he has to be that for the Cowboys. If he was on any other team, I would still probably... say that I was right, but I wouldn't be as upset. Hurts had better stats than Lamar, and Lamar made it so technically Hurts got snubbed. Hurts is an alternate, so imagine he goes out there and plays. Hurts has had a good year. When you look back at it, he has had an up and down year, but he's had a solid year, as you guys like to call it, a solid rookie year, right? And Elliott didn't make it. I was surprised by Lane Johnson not making it. I was kind of surprised by Mailata not making it, but left tackle is there's elite players at that position, and I don't think from what's his name, Trent Williams. I don't think Trent Williams made it, if I'm not mistaken, and he's probably one of the best in the league still at his age. Jake Elliott was close for a starting job. Matt Gay had a great year too, so I'm not mad. Very, very close. I respect that. Hunter, he's been playing good, but he's not a Pro Bowl. I love Sean Bradley, but I wouldn't have him. And I was kind of surprised that he was an alternate. I'm kind of surprised that Jalen Hurts is an alternate, if I'm being honest. I know everybody's going to be like, that's because you're a hater, but BPS, he leads the league in special teams tackles, but starting linebackers, though, Hunter... Well, that's the only way that it made sense to me is if we were talking, like, special teams. I can see, obviously, I don't know what they were as alternates. So, that makes sense if he's an alternate for that. Josh Sweat kind of surprises me. I'm not gonna cap on that. Is he, is he leading the league or something? Because I don't know why he's an alternate. If anything, I don't know. Fletcher Cox maybe be an alternate. Javon Hargrave is an alternate, but I don't know. Pro Bowl is nice, but it's been trash. Yeah, the Pro Bowl has been trash. They need to go back to just doing like skills positions. If they go back to skills challenges and stuff like that, that would be fun. I know they're trying to keep the players safe. That'll be a good way of doing it. That'll be a fun way of doing it. Definitely. Yeah, yo, Hunter, holla at me, man. Anytime, bro. You already know. It's been a minute, man. We definitely got to chop it up, bro. I'm down. You already know where to hit me up. I got a new phone number, though, so hit me up on, like, Twitter. I got to hit all y'all back up, actually. I do have a new number. I forgot. Yeah, all pros where it's at. Yeah, that's more of a analytics thing. That's more of a stat-based, more of a performance-driven thing. Pro Bowl is, it's fans mixed with some players' input, so, it is what it is. It's more of, like, a popularity contest. But it's nice to be, recognized. So it's definitely not taking anything away from them. The only player that got snubbed to me is Jake Elliott. I think Jake Elliott Jake Elliott, like he said, that other dude's having a good year, so kudos to him. I think Javon Hargrave is the biggest snub, in my opinion. You're hard-pressed to tell me that there's a defensive tackle having that much better of a year than Javon Hargrave. Hargrave has, like, what, 8 sacks at the defensive tackle position? That's crazy. So... that's my guy. Lane Johnson, I think you can make a really strong argument for. Even, Jordan Mailata, I can see the argument. I can see it both ways there, if I'm being 100% honest. Pro Bowl is a popular... Yeah, exactly. Trayvon Diggs and Slay. Yeah, both the Diggs brothers, his brother's in there. I think both the Bosa brothers are in there. So, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Can't give the Giants any life. We gave Washington life early on Tuesday. I was in the stands pissed. It was an ugly game, and, like, it wasn't as easy of a game as you would like as an Eagles fan, right? Especially going against a bad team like that. We got to take advantage of this team early. We got to take advantage of the Giants early. Like, we can't, like you said, we can't give them any type of life. So, but that, like I said, this is a statement game, man. I'm going to find out who this team is alongside with who Jalen Hurts is individually over this next couple games. And I think we know, you know what I'm saying, talent-wise, but we're going to learn a lot over these next couple games. And I'm excited. I am definitely excited, especially off short rest. Everything's against us. That's the thing. Like, when everything is against us and we aren't supposed to do it, that's when I feel like we rise up to the occasion. So we'll see what happens. It's Sirianni. Sirianni's a good coach. Sirianni has changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, we always talk about, you know, these young guys as far as players that have to develop and learn and, you know, get better as time goes. And that's another thing with Sirianni is I don't really know how much he's doing because, you know, he did just say that him and Steichen were kind of co-calling plays. I don't know how much of that is true. I don't know what, you know, I don't know how much of a voice Shane Steichen has in the play calling and all that. So that's interesting to hear. But I mean, Sirianni, the output has been there. So if it's this could be the same thing that we saw with a Doug Peterson, where Doug Peterson's just kind of upping his guys, right? I don't know. I don't really know, but I like what's happening with this offense. It seems like something clicked about 7 or 8 weeks ago, and they're kind of, you know, sticking with that. So kudos to him, man. I think he deserves another year, definitely. I think he got a while in Philly if he can keep up improving this team. If Jake from State Farm plays our last 3 division wins, will be against. Dang. Bradley was snubbed as a special teamer, not a linebacker. I could respect that. Kenny Clark beats Hargrave because Green Bay is winning and he's a great run stopper, but Vita Vea will be next up. Vita Vea is a dog. Vita Vea is a dog. Didn't he get a touchdown earlier this year? Jalen is young. He's developing, but he's not a rookie. He's definitely not a rookie. And Parsons was our first rookie Pro Bowler since 2016. He's a dog. Lane been out too long, and Jordan has flaws in his game, but this fan base glosses over. But he is good. Yeah, I think they're both nice. I think Jordan Mailata is pretty good. Jordan Mailata hasn't given up like a quarterback sack or a quarterback hit for a couple weeks now, if I'm not mistaken. So I would say Jordan Mailata is pretty good. And that's with Flux at that left guard position now. I'm surprised Sweat is an alternate too. That's my guy, but he's kind of been quiet since the extension. Yeah, facts. What's going on, Mark G? What's going on? These are grown, healthy athletes who are in the group of folks who will survive the virus. Stay safe. Yeah, it sucks that our coach got it. That's like, but it is. If it happened any other week, it's just one of those kind of like, damn, it kind of sucks. It is what it is. But like coming off of that, you know, game against Washington where you had all that drama surrounding it, like I feel like it makes you feel like, what if we didn't play that game? Would he have still contracted it? You know what I'm saying? Or what if? It starts giving you those what ifs. So who knows? I don't know. Vita Vea and Akeem Hicks, hot dog eating kind. I need to put that in the skills position. To me, the players voted top 100 less ways more than ways more. I can respect that. Yeah. Dank tell that to Kingery and Freddie. I don't even know what y'all talking about. Kyle Pitts ain't deserve it. Got her had a better year. I mean, you could definitely argue that. And I mean, you know, I think like we said, it's a popularity contest. Kyle Pitts' name is huge right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing well enough that he stays in the headline. So, you know, it is what it is. Every team has alternates. Don't mean they'll actually in running for an actual Pro Bowl shot. It's just the rest of the best on your team. No, yeah, exactly. I just thought it was interesting to look at. I think Sweat might have good numbers other than sacks. Oh, shout out to Vincent Egan. He says, look up Zacoby from Auburn. I'll look him up. I appreciate that $2 super chat. I'll look him up. I'm gonna start doing some draft once we like see where we. I don't want to start my draft stuff like before we're actually out of the playoffs because I feel like I'll just like, you know, jinx it. But I also want to start doing, like, I've started actually looking up some dudes and like forming some opinions So I might start, you might start seeing me drop my little, I used to do those little 10-minute overviews of the prospects. I might start doing that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I like to know as much as I can before I really make an opinion on these guys, because then y'all be roasting me in the comments. Where were we? I think Sweat might have good numbers other than sacks. Sweat's done all right, but he hasn't really, he hasn't been the guy we thought he was going to be. He's fast off the edge, but, I don't know. He's just not producing like we thought he was going to. Sweat was still a surprise, in my opinion. Jalen, I'm kind of surprised that Jalen Hurts is an alternate, but hey, that's what's up. I'm happy Sanders had 20 touches and Howard ran 15 touches. Yeah, that's what you want to see, and I'm happy. And dang, I said this in one of my videos. I'm happy that we're not seeing Jalen Hurts out there running it, 60, 70 times. Like, it's good that he's not the main focus on either side of the ball. Like, his passing is obviously, utilized, and his running ability is obviously utilized, but it's not everything's on Jalen anymore. So that's something you want to see. That's growth from the coach. That's growth from the players. And that's what you want to see. If Hurts had not played for the Eagles this season, Dallas would have made the Pro Bowl, I bet. Most likely, possibly, as long as he stood healthy. Giants play us hard almost every time we play. Facts. I mean, division games are division games. Sirianni's a good coach, man. Time to accept it. Yeah. Hey, I said it a while ago. As long as he kept on, once you find something that works, run with that. No pun intended. I know it's our run game, but he's done that. He's figured out what works for his team, and he's utilizing it. We're one of the most efficient teams in the NFL, if not the most efficient team in the last 7 weeks, I believe the stat I saw was. But, we became a very efficient offense. So that's what we got to continue to do. The defense just has to catch up. And I think it comes down to scheme. I think that it's utilizing these players correctly. I don't think we're doing that right now. So we'll definitely see what happens. Bleed Green, what's going on? Says Mark, if they just fed Goddard. Yeah, we didn't give him many looks as well. Don't mix up good for lucky with the teams we've played. Nick is still questionable. I don't know. I mean, look, at the end of the day, he's calling the plays to win the games. Like, he's putting up points. I don't know, maybe once or twice that's lucky, but at the end of the day, he's been able to do it on a consistent basis. And even when we haven't put up the numbers, I think it's more so on the execution of the players than it is on the coaching in that aspect. So I don't know. What's going on, Adi? What's going on? Josh Sweat is a surprise to make. Yeah, I was kind of surprised, but hey, Andrew Thomas has more TDs than Kenny Galladay. He has more touchdowns than Miles Sanders has rushing touchdowns right now. Miles Sanders needs to get a touchdown, man. I can't believe he might really break a stack and not have a touchdown. Like that. That's insane. That's actually insane. With Kingsbury's Cardinals falling apart, Sirianni has to be the coach of the year. I've seen people say that. That's an interesting take. That's a very interesting take. If we make the playoffs, maybe, when do they decide on coach of the year? Is it after the playoffs or before the playoffs or during when is that decided? Because if it's during the playoffs, if we win a game or two, then maybe you really are looking at this dude, but I don't know. That's hard to say. Eagles need to come out blazing against the Giants and never let off the gas pedal, blitz an experienced quarterback and mix it up on the offense. Yeah, I agree 100%. I agree 100%, man. We as a defense, we've been so inconsistent as far as our philosophy and obviously execution, but we have to just pick who you're going to be. Are you going to be that team that goes after guys and makes them uncomfortable? Because I think you can win some games like that. And I think you have an offense that is explosive enough and can control the ball long enough that if you make some mistakes on the defensive side, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? I think that the risk outweighs the reward outweighs the risk. If you create some turnovers in a game where you give up 20 points, I still like our chances because I think our offense can score. But if you're not creating any scores and you're just letting any turnovers and you're just letting teams basically nitpick you for 5-10 yards of play, you give our offense no chance. So I don't know. I want to see our defense just start taking chances. At this point, especially. Nigel, what's going on? He says, what's better, 1 playoff win this year and 3 first-round picks or no playoffs in Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers? I would say a playoff win this year and 3 first-round picks. I feel like we're in a good position as the Philadelphia Eagles. If you look at this team, we are in a position to possibly make the playoffs. Who knows what happens there, right? But you can make the playoffs as a young team, as a transitional team, as Howie Roseman called it. And then you have an opportunity to address the issues that you had going into this season and what you saw over this season where you were a competitor. And theoretically, you can become an even better team, right? So I like this team. If you're going to run it back with 3 better players, with 3 good players at positions of needs, you know, hey, I like our chances. I really do. I'm doing good, Adi. How you doing, man? Nice profile picture, Mike G. He's a linebacker. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look him up then because you know we need linebackers. You know we need linebackers. I might just do linebacker. I might just do like my top 4 or 5 linebackers and then move on to another position group because linebacker and defensive line are my 2 biggest worries right now. Obviously, I want a young cornerback that's like a playmaker that can kind of be the cornerstone of that secondary moving forward whenever, you know, Darius Slay is moving on or whoever moves on. So I would like a young guy, but defensive line and especially the pass rusher and linebacker are my 2 biggest concerns right now. Elliott has been clutch. I don't want Rager returning kicks anymore. Look, Rager had a good game. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say this, and this might be a very unpopular opinion, and I'm okay with that. I understand, and I'm all for, you know what I'm saying, supporting your team, supporting your players, being respectful overall, you know, to your players and not taking, you know, not crossing lines, and there's levels to everything. But don't tell me not to boo. Don't tell, you know, like players are now like, oh, don't boo your player. Like, I mean, that's part of being a fan. What do you want us to do? You want to, as a player, be able to be expressive. You, as a player, want to be out there and do whatever celebrations you want, get in people's face, you know, have expression, which I'm all for that as well. But us as fans, that's our expression. That's the only part of the game we really can control is how we react to it, right? So, I mean, I don't like that whole like, oh, don't boo your play, just be supportive no matter what. Some people are going to be like that, and I respect that. That's, hey, God bless you. I wish I was like that. But I'm going to boo you. I'm like, it is what it is. If I paid $200 to go see a game and I don't see what I want to see, I'm going to boo. I'm going to be upset. I won't boo, but I'm going to talk my talk. I'm going to talk my talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So I just don't like that. I really don't like that, but... Oh, what's going on? He says, are we facing Fromm or Glennon this week? This is going to be a nail in the coffin game for the Lova Giants. I don't know. I believe it's going to be Glennon. I know that's who they went with last week, correct? So I don't see why they wouldn't, man. Mark G says, Joe, big props to you, bro. You've grown this year, man. You're one of the best. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, we almost at 3K. It's crazy to think that. And this last month, I've been so busy, so I've not given the time to the channel that I should. But we're going to get back on it. New year, I promise, is going to be a beautiful thing. I am building something behind the scenes that hopefully takes us to a different level next year. But it's been a crazy, to say that in like about... We'll say like a year and maybe like 4 months. We're almost going to hit 3K. We're almost at 3K. We'll probably hit 3K by the end of the month or something like that. So it's crazy. It really is crazy. It really is crazy. But I owe it all to y'all, to be real. Hulk Mercenary says, man, I'm praying nobody gets sick this week. I'm checking Twitter every hour. That's what gets me worried is, you know, obviously the head coach is around everybody. So I don't know what the exposure level was there, how soon it could set in, how quick they can catch that, how quickly they can get over that, you know, so it gets a little bit nerve-wracking, I should say. This season to me, has been successful, and to me shows that we are a problem next year if Howie just takes best player available on D. I agree 100%, oh Dizzle. What's going on, B-Tone? What's going on? What's going on, your mom's boyfriend? I love that name. Safety, D-line, and linebackers. Yeah, I'm going D-line, linebackers, and then secondary in general. If you want to get me a premier safety, I'm cool with that. If you want to get me a premier cornerback, I'm cool with that. But I really think defensive line is a position that it's going to be I don't want to say you can't, because obviously there's always diamonds in the rough, but it's going to be very hard for you to get a premier pass rusher in those late rounds. You have to get a pass rusher early on, in my opinion. Like I said, it's not impossible, but it's going to be hard. And I think that that's a position that we're lacking right now. We're lacking, no matter what your feelings of Josh Sweat or Derek Barnett may be moving forward, or, obviously Brandon Graham will probably be back for another year. But moving on from that, and we look at Fletcher Cox, all of our impact players, are older. All of our impact players are expensive and they're old. So we got to get some youth at that position. Cornerback, obviously, again, another where your impact players, your 2 starters are older. Darius Slay's not old. And Steve Nelson's obviously not old, but they're older. So I don't know what your plan is there. And I think that they've played out of their mind, in my opinion. They've played very well this year. So I don't think there's a rush on that, but I do think that you want to get a young guy in there that can, in case of an emergency, step up. Because Zach McPherson's gotten better. We haven't seen much of the other 2 guys that we picked up via trade, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's really just how I'm looking at it. Build around Hurts. He's developing and worth at least one more season in the number 1 QB spot. Add to the D in the draft and add veteran sure-hand, a great route running wide receiver via. I can respect that. I can rock with that. Jalen Reagor broke his promise of being number 1 receiver, saying I'm going to get 1,000 yards. He hasn't done anything, not even being open or getting open. He's had a rough year. He's definitely had a rough year, and I think like the mistakes, the obvious mistakes, add to it. Like if he didn't have like the fumbles or the drop passes, it would be just kind of like we need to get him involved. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like those mistakes are just outweighing a lot. But he has speed. He has talent. Like I said, he had a good game last week or Tuesday. I can't talk. I can't even think. The Tuesday threw me all off. But he had a good game Tuesday. So, hopefully we can build on that. So we played the fake hamstring injuries because they are getting hurt all game now. But Frank the Tank in here talking out his behind, man. Pass rusher, linebacker, or safety. Yeah, you got to take, if you go with all 3, I'm with it. Vincent, I'm with it. There's literally no way we get Hutchinson or Thibodeau, but George Kalafdis is in the 3rd best rush, possibly better than Thibodeau, and he's right where we're picking. Well, we'll see where we end up picking. We'll see what we end up doing. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of, like I said, we have a lot of older players on this team that might turn into assets. Who knows? Having 3 first-round picks, you can move up, you can you can move back, you can do a lot of different things with those picks. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what they want to do. J-Jaw Riga was okay Tuesday. J-Jaw, J-Jaw's another interesting guy. J-Jaw, I don't know. He carved out the oddest niche within this system. I feel like he got over on the system last year, and then this year, they just carved out the weirdest role for him. He gets a catch every, maybe 4 or 5 games just to remind you he's still on the team. I don't know. Just being called a blocking wide receiver would kind of make me feel a type of way. But we are running on 32 minutes. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you are new. We are so close to 3K. Like I said, let's see what the number is. We're 60-40 away, I think. We're 39 away. We're 39 away, y'all. So let's, what I'm saying? Let's hop on the good foot and get that done. We got 21 likes. We got 30 people in here. Let's get that number up to 30. But look, with Jalen Reagor, it's one of those things. He's going to get another year most likely. And with me, it's you bring in competition. You bring in somebody that can take, at the very worst, the third role, wide receiver role. And you go from there. If he beats him out, then, he beats him out. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. And he doesn't make the same. I think at this point, you're at the point that you want to bring in competition. You want to see what he would do if somebody's nipping at his heels, right? You want to see what's going to happen if he has competition. I think that's what you have to do. But looking forward to this Giants game, bro. Honestly, there's no way in my mind that we should lose this game. Like, road talk. There's no way in my mind we should lose this game. And I understand, you know what I'm saying? I understand that it's a division game. You never know what's going to happen any given Sunday. This game should happen on Sunday. But it's just, I feel like so much has been happening. It's like, come on. Like, but if we win this game, we're making the playoffs. When we win this game, we're making the playoffs. Because the Cowboys are probably going to beat the Washington football team. And if I'm them, I'm good. Once you locked up the NFC East, there's not much more you can really do unless the Cardinals really do start slipping. And then maybe you can catch up to them. But realistically, there's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to do. Just chill. Like, you know, rest your players. At the very least, by the time they play us, they're going to be resting their players. So we should have an easy path. Like, it says a lot about this team to be able to take that easy path. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not going to just, you know, it is what it is. We played a bunch of whack. No, like, you got to still go out there and play those games. But it should be an easy path. So I want to see these guys take advantage of it. John Maldonado, says, had a blast at the link. And damn, I should have went. Everybody went to the game. Lord Brunson was at the game. He ain't even buy me a ticket. All y'all went to the game. Hunter said he was at the game. Hey, I should have went, man. And it was loud. Yeah, it always is. Go Birds. And much love to you, man. Keep it going. I appreciate you. J-Jaw is on his way to tight end, and Rager is a running back. Rager hasn't even been good on like the screens and stuff. Well, he did have a good screen last game. So let me start. I'm not, see, y'all trying to pull me into talking badly about Rager. Yeah, we got to be positive. We can't boo these guys. We can't boo them. Be nice. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Rager should try running back. I think he just got to get over. It's a mental block for me. I think he's just at a mental point where he's just not really sure. I don't know what's wrong. I'm grasping at air right now to see what, I really don't know. I hope he figures it out because there is talent there. Even if it's just, you know, special teams prowess, like there is talent there. He was a very good player in college, and in TCU, his quarterbacks were horrible. No offense to any of them. Like his quarterbacks were not good, and he was out there making great catches. And now Jalen Hurts, for all the inconsistencies that he may have and the things that he needs to figure out, look, Jalen Hurts is at least getting the ball there. Like I don't really, to me, it's all mental with him. Turn Rager into Cordell Patterson, add 10 to 15 pounds. I don't know. I mean, Cordell Patterson's still a receiver, though. He's just a receiving back, you know? Like, he's still, I don't know. Maybe. Cordell Patterson ran against us, so I guess maybe he'll be good in the practice squad because he'll be good in practice because everybody can run against us. I don't know. I really don't think that a position change is really going to help him that much. He's mad short. Like, he's like 5'9". Isn't Cordell Patterson like 6 foot, 6'1", something like that? So I don't know. I understand the comparison. I understand the want to try and put him in a better position, but I think it's all mental. I really do think it's all mental. I think he just has to figure it out on his own. I think he will. It might take this offseason, but, you know, Nelson Aguilar figured out, even if it was for just a season with us, you know, he figured it out. Boston Scott going 10 carries, 150 and 2 TDs against the G-Men at home. They kind of put him in, they clamped him up last game. But maybe now that he's not the number one guy, the number one focus, maybe he does. Maybe it's time for him to come back. Jalen Rager in sophomore year in college played a whole year as a running back. He had 950 yards and good. I think I one touch. That's interesting. He's mad small. I don't know. How tall is Jalen Rager? Jalen Rager's like, what, 5'10" or something like that? 5'11" maybe? This ain't college. That's a big fact right there. I give him another year. He's got to get better. Focus get better along with other offensive players. We have too much speed to start off so slow on the offense. I agree. And look, Quez Watkins, we all talk about the talent that he has, and rightfully so. That man needs to be more involved in this offense, even if it's, you can't try to force it to players. You know what I'm saying? You really can't try to force it to players. Like, Rager's cool and stuff like that, but don't force it to him. If he's not, taking advantage of his opportunities, throw Quez in some of these positions that you're putting Rager, because I imagine Quez was the guy that was running that route or running one of the two routes towards the end of that game where there was 2 drops, against the Giants. So Look, I'm putting my guy out there, Quez, who's made plays on bad throws, on good throws, whatever it may be. He's made plays for this football team. So I think he deserves more looks. The link was going. I'm still recovering. Rager and Debo should have the same role. I could see that. I definitely see. I think that's what they want. Rager 6 feet. Okay, well then I'm off. He's a small 6-footer. He's a small 6-footer. Every young receiver has struggled with drops except Jefferson. Rager just doesn't have the volume to overcome it. That's a good take. I mean, I feel like this whole offense really, like, the passing game isn't the focus, which is fine, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to really get everybody fed, you know, so to speak. So Quez has drops too. Quez, I can't think of a Quez drop. I can't really think of it. You're going to have to point out it. I really can't. Maybe it's because he, like I said, he hasn't gotten many targets, but I can't think of an in-game Quez drop right now. Obviously, it's just off the top of my head, but I really can't think of one. What draft picks would you give up to get D. Adams or Deebo Samuel? I wouldn't really give up much to get Deebo Samuel. But Devontae Adams, I might give up. I would probably give up one of those. If I knew that we were going to get him on contract for an extension, I think he's like coming up on his. So, or he might be a rookie a free agent next year. I'm not 100% sure what his contract looks like. But if I knew his contract, you know, was going to be ours for a couple years, we were going to be able to build with him, I'd give up one of those first rounders for Devontae Adams pretty quick. I'm not going to lie. What am I doing? What's going on, AJ Sanchez? He says it's looking like 3 first rounders. What am I doing? What I'm trading? I'm drafting. I might trade one of them. If you're able to get another first round next year. Like if, let's say the Colts are picking around 24 or 23 or it's looking like for somewhere from like 20 to 25. If you're able to do that, if you're able to trade one like that pick for a first round pick next year to a team that wants to get back in the first round, I'm with that. I wouldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? You could probably get like a first, maybe a third for this year and everything. So I wouldn't be mad at that, just to continue to stack picks. But I think you have to at least get 2 premier players at positions of need. Like I said, whether that's linebacker, whether that's cornerback, safety, you got to get something on this defense, and you got to get at least 2, in my opinion. You really do. So I wouldn't be against trading, you know, one of the picks, but you better take most of those. You better, you know what I'm saying? We better swing a lot. I'm not asking for many home runs, but we better swing a lot at this defense because we need to get better. Shout out to everybody in here, man. We got 35 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family, man. We are so close to 3,000. 3,000, less than 2 years, hit 3,000, and we're actually very close on Newsbreak to 2,000. I know I don't really promote the Newsbreak much, but the Newsbreak has kind of gotten a life of its own. So if you do have the Newsbreak app, we're only 27 away from 2,000 followers on Newsbreak. So I appreciate all the support. I really do. It's y'all don't understand how much it means to me, for real. What do you think of Slay being in the offense? Everyone thought Sirianni was joking. He wasn't. That was interesting. I'm not really sure what the thought process is there. I'm not really sure what the point is there, to be 100% honest. It was interesting, though. It was funny. I mean, I don't know. What if he gets hurt? There's so many things that run through my mind that maybe it's a pessimistic side of me, but like, there's too much to go wrong to try and get cute, especially this late in the season. I'm not sitting here saying I didn't like it. I hated it or I'm mad that they did it, but it is what it is. Hopefully it's not something that they're really scheming into this. Who knows? Darius Slay has been able to get a couple touchdowns this year, so maybe I'm doubting Darius Slay a little bit. If we can use the first pick on the safety from Notre Dame and trade the second round pick for Russ, I would be content. Russell Wilson, the second round pick for Russell Wilson. What's going on, Big Henny? I don't know, man. The only way that Russell Wilson to Philly makes me like, okay, I'll be okay with that is honestly as if we can keep Jalen Hurts. Like if we can keep Jalen Hurts and Russell Wilson is just leading this team for the next 2 years and then Jalen Hurts takes over, I would be okay with that because like Jalen Hurts is 25, you know, in 2 years he'll be 25. I mean to say, I would be okay with that. Yeah, but that's like the perfect world. I know that would never probably happen. But we'll see. This league is growing into positionless football. It is. I don't think to that. I mean, maybe you start seeing more two-way players. I don't think you will. I just don't think, especially contractually. Like, if he really, look at Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill gets like grossly overpaid because he plays a couple positions. Like, and because I think he has photos from Sean Payton or something on Sean Payton. He got dirt on Sean Payton. I don't understand how he keeps getting paid. Because he barely gets targets and he knows Jalen is going to run around hard to get into a groove when you're struggling and you know the ball isn't coming your way. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like we got a Jalen Reagor fan here. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, look, I think Jalen Reagor has talent. I've said it before. I think it's mental. I do think it's mental. I think that the talent's there. I just think it's all mental with him. I think that he's just not seeing the ball. He's not seeing the field like he should. But hopefully it changes. That's all you can really, in that aspect, I understand, like, saying, just cheer for your team. But don't tell me not to boo when I'm at a stadium. I hate that mindset. Like, we can't boo when we're upset. Like, I'm going to boo. I'm going to boo. I boo when I'm upset at Madden. Like, I boo Madden constantly. I boo MLB The Show constantly. Every bad call, I'm on a butt. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, I think that this team has the talent. We have the talent to make a nice little run here, and I think we're going to. All right? I think we're going to. If we win out, we will have went 7-4 in the last 11 games. And if the Philadelphia Eagles go 7-4 in the last 11 games, my prediction will have been right. If you are an OG to this channel, and by OG, I mean you were here like a couple months ago, you probably you remember the chalkboard. Well, the chalkboard says that, and it still says that we are going 7-4 in the last 11 games, and we are on pace to do that. So I am not saying that I am a psychic, but I am saying I am giving free readings. No, I'm just kidding. But either way, I am about to, you said 10-7. I did say 10-7. Reflecting on the season, I'm mad we didn't run the ball early in the season. I agree, but look, this was a year to learn. Right? Yeah, exactly, Cheesesteak. If they playing bad, they getting booed. That's life. Hybrid football is here. Is it still mathematically possible for the Eagles to win the NFC East? All right, so correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I believe that the only chance that we would have of that happening is if the Cowboys to lose out and for us to win every game, because obviously we play them at the end. I don't think that that's realistically going to happen, but it's possible. Mathematically, it is possible, I believe. And I could be wrong. I could be doing my math totally wrong. But you guys let me know. But I'm pretty sure that's the only way, because I think that they could get to 7 wins. So they need us to lose today, and they can clinch the NFC East. Or if they win today, they clinch the NFC East. Not today. I keep thinking today's Sunday. Tuesday messed me up. Tuesday really messed me up. So they have an opportunity to clinch on Sunday. Hopefully they don't. I mean, obviously none of us want to hear that. None of us want to see that. I would love a collapse of epic proportions to happen with the Cowboys. Not a fan. Oh, let me see. Not a fan. I'm just speaking to the psychology of a young player. Circumstances aside, he's got to step up. I agree. I hate when Philly fans boo their team. When Eagles fans boo players. Eagles players, I hate it. Same with Sixers. Always have, always will. Hey, I respect that. That's everybody's opinion. I feel like, look, that's the only part of the game you can control. And I do believe that there's levels to it. Like, obviously, don't get disrespectful. Don't get, don't try and be malicious. Don't try to get, like, don't try to hurt any of these players or do anything stupid. Obviously, there's levels, but look, I mean, if you're upset, voice your opinion, be mad. I mean, you have the right to be upset as a fan. I think that's all we can really control is how we react to what's happening. And, fans, that's all we can do. And players, I mean, look, it is what it is. You get paid millions upon millions of dollars to get, complained about. People complain about every employee at Dunkin' Donuts, and they're getting paid like $10 an hour. So, I mean, realistically, people are going to complain about you either way. At least you're getting paid millions of dollars to do it. You know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, fans have been fans. Before they were players, I'm sure they were fans. Like, I'm sure they complained about players before. So, like, I just don't understand it. But, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And everybody's entitled to how they want to be a fan. We have to hope the Cowboys win their next 2 and sit their starters and we take care of our own business. Bro, I hope they lose every single game. I hope they play all their starters. And I hope that we play their whole entire team for the NFC East Division title on the line. And I hope we take it. That's what I want. If I'm being real, because I hate the Cowboys and I hate their fan base. So if that happens, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? If that happens, let's get it. If not, I hope what you said happens. You know what I'm saying? If not, that's what I hope. But I am about to get out of here, you guys. I do appreciate all you guys, all of you. I don't know, guys, girls, whatever. I do appreciate all of you guys sticking around, chilling out for me. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. I am going to probably do a video in just a little bit. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Peace. I didn't press the button. My bad, y'all.
Everywhere. This is for you.
Yeah. Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen his ring.